and all that kind of stuff is all connected, right? So our concept was to take the message of recovery to different places, to Jersey, New York, Philadelphia, different parts and so forth. So we found when we start helping people deal with what they call untreated trauma. Y'all know what trauma is?
Yeah.
All right, untreated trauma. A lot of times trauma is going to deal with us, or we're going to have to deal with the trauma, right? So we really want to get down to the nitty gritty. And you know about coronavirus? A lot of times the coronavirus is not what kill a person, but the baseline issues of what's going on, right? So somebody got diabetes, asthma, and all this kind of stuff. The corona, kicks that in the behind and winds up killing you. So what we're trying to say to you is what? We need to get down to the nitty gritty, what's really bothering us. Who's the first time ever in a facility? Okay, hopefully this will be your last time, right? I remember when I first came to a facility, I was 20 years old. I'm 54 now. But when I was 20 years old, a lot of times my mind was like, oh, them people just don't know how to get high. Thinking like that kind of stuff, right? Thinking like that keeps me coming back to facilities. You understand what I'm saying? Jails, institutions, and death. So what we try to do is we try to understand, when you got a trash can, the first part of the trash can to come out is what? The top part, right? Right? But as you dump it out, then stuff in the very bottom come out, right? So that's how it is with step work, right? A lot of times people want to talk a lot of surface stuff. You in here and so forth, you might have a lot of gangsters, Scarface, Terminators, serial killers, all that kind of stuff, right? But in the very end, guess what? They're in a lot of pain too. So when we're looking at this little chart here, I make it this. What happens is when you first start learning how to share, when they mean share, not giving somebody something, but sharing a part of you. So now I start talking about the small talk. Eagles, football, girls, boys, whatever kind of stuff, right? You want to talk so you feel comfortable in your environment so you can really talk about what's really going on with you, if you follow what I'm saying. So then we learn to start talking about our troubles. Everybody got troubles. Relationships, baby mom, and all that kind of stuff. We all got troubles, and a lot of times we need to talk to people so we can figure these things out. You follow me? So now we get into our abuse. Everybody know what abuse is?
Oh, yeah.
All right? What type of abuses do they have out there? Name a couple.
Physical.
What you said?
Mental.
You said mental. What type? What's mental abuse?
Like verbal.
Like a verbal thing?
Yeah.
Like
neglect.
Emotional.
Sexual.
All these things affects people in a different way. You understand what I'm saying? And sometimes somebody told us what night, they said they'd rather somebody hit them than somebody do what night?
Smack. Then verbally disrespect them.
Why? Because some of us had bad relationships with our mom and dad. Some of our parents might have said, you ain't shit, you ain't never gonna be shit, and you're gonna be just like your father. And they label you. And the bad thing about that is, what if we start hearing that from other people?
You start to believe it.
We start believing it. And if you start believing it, you start walking. I do a class, we tell people what? It's CBA. Conceive it, believe it, achieve it. It also works in negativity too. If you start believing that you ain't shit, you're going to start walking around people ain't shit, and you're going to start being shit. So now we want to get to the trauma. We understand that if you don't deal with the trauma going to deal with you. Everybody got different trauma. You can't, it's not reasonable to expect somebody to get with their trauma in 28 days. Because the trauma has been with you your whole life. You understand what I'm saying? So how can I get with it? So now that's the part of recovery when you start doing the journaling part. You start learning how to write and learning how to identify your feelings and your emotions. You ever hear somebody say, oh, I feel some type of way? Mm-hmm. Well, that's not good in psychology. Why? Because you need to be able to label your feelings so you can deal with your feelings. Right? Closure. Once we start labeling our feelings, once we start doing that, then we can get some closure. You can start talking to your therapist. You can start participating in recovery. One of the biggest reasons people don't get into recovery, they say, oh, I don't like the me. It's really because they don't like to force that. They don't like to look at themselves. They don't like to talk about them things that they've been running from their whole life. So I just deflect. Man, I just ain't going to mess with them. I'm going to just keep it moving. But guess what? Wherever you go, who do you take with you? Yourself. Take yourself with you. So look right here. It says, look, how you see it is how you treat it. These are glasses. This is a funny picture, but it's like cracked glasses. Right? Cracked glasses. Now, even if you had a car cracked, you can't really see the road. You can't really see good with cracked glasses, right? That's what trauma does to us. It doesn't let us perceive reality in the correct way. So when you start dealing with the trauma, you start changing your glasses. So how can I change my glasses? How can I change my perception of life? Well, first, I got to deal with this word called pride. We call pride the primary reason I die early. The primary reason I die early because I can't ask. Matter of fact, I won't ask for help. Little boys ain't supposed to what?
Cry.
You understand what I'm saying? So now that's teaching little boys not to deal with their feelings and emotions. That's why you ladies, when you get with a guy, he could do the sex, he could pay the bills, he could do a whole bunch of stuff, but he can't talk about his feelings and emotions. You probably even see him cry. So, once again, that's the untreated trauma. So how do we get out of that kind of way? I don't want us to be poor, and they call poor what? People overlooking opportunity repeatedly. When you overlook opportunity, I'm talking about opportunity to change your life. You're not here because you ain't got nowhere to go. You're here because something happened. You're here, you probably in some type of spiritual train wreck. Your life is a mess. And some of us would say, they told me, like, either I go here or I get on the street. Right? So, I ran into a program. They call the program people relying on God to give a message. I need God to give me a message. I need the universe to give me a message because I am not living the way other people can live life. You understand what I'm saying? Every time I'm talking to somebody, they going on vacations, they buying houses, they going to graduations. I'm coming home from jail. They doing this, they doing that. You know what I mean? I'm sitting here still stuck in life. So I need to find a way to get unstuck, and that word is called hope. Hearing other people's experience. That's why it's so important to go to meetings. It's so important to be around people doing the things that you would like to do. I tell people all the time, don't hang around people not doing what you want to do. If you notice, that's what addicts do, don't they? They hang around people with the needles, the straight, the cooker, and all that kind of stuff. I don't want to be around nobody not getting high. I'm getting high. You're in the way, right? But I want to flip that, and I want to get around people that's living life like other people are doing. I need to be in my children's lives. I need to be in my husband, my wife's lives. I need to be in my family lives because that's what human beings are. Human beings have a loving nature. When I first came to the fellowship and they started hugging, I ain't like that hugging stuff. I mean, yo, stay over there. That's how it was, I'm telling you, right? But I started realizing that hugging is a way, well, I guess the coronavirus, right, messed that up, right? So now, we still understand the need to be needed, if you understand what I'm saying. The need to help other people. So now I'm getting to the steps. What is up with the steps, right? The steps is, it's crazy, but they say the steps is what? The solution to every problem serenely. I got to learn how to solve problems without snapping, without putting my hands on people. And all that kind of stuff, you know? I don't know about y'all's story, but I had violence and all that kind of stuff. I don't want to live like that. And I don't want to be around people that talk like that, right? And then, once I start doing the steps, guess what? I start feeling fly. I ain't talking about fly like clothes and this and cars and that. Fly to us means what? Finally loving you. You got to learn how to love you. You can come in this joint here and be like the dating game and all that kind of stuff. But guess what? If a person, a place, or thing was the answer to your situation, you probably wouldn't be here. You know what I mean? After a while, we can make so many mistakes with loved ones, and they be tired of us, and you know what I mean, kick us to the curb. But guess what we left with? We left with ourselves. So that's our goal. We have to learn how to perceive ourselves in a different way and understand that we are worthy for love. Are y'all worthy for love?
Yes, sir. Yes.
I can't hear you.
Yes.
Outstanding.
All right, thank God for last night's rest, this morning rise. Thank God for His grace and His mercy. Grace is always giving me what I don't deserve, and mercy is not giving me what I do deserve. And for that, I'm eternally grateful. How everybody doing? It's good to be back here at Bowling Green. Today, we're going to get in and out like bank robbers, okay? 7:30, 1 hour of power, all right? I'm like I said before, when I came in last week, I like illustrations. Illustrations help you see what we're talking about. Sometimes you can stand up here and you can talk to people, and some people's minds will take mental flights on you.
That plane.
But when you do illustrations, you see what we're talking about and you hear what we're talking about. So most likely, hopefully, prayerfully, you can keep your minds here for just 1 hour. We're going to have fun. The heart is what I want to talk about today. The heart is where the treasure is. Anybody ever hear that before? Yeah. Where your heart is where your treasure. For those who love drugs, That's where your heart was. For those who love to recover, that's just where your heart is. Everybody understand what I'm talking about? Yeah. For those who got kids, love our kids. That's where our heart is at. So our heart, one side is what? Uncircumcised. The uncircumcised is dealing with a lot of death, a lot of trauma, a lot of abuse, a lot of pain, a lot of hurt, a lot of rejection. The uncircumcised heart. Who here got a cold heart?
Bitter.
Cold heart. Any psychopaths in here? Any psychopaths, sociopaths? Anybody?
Put your hands up.
Alright, okay, so we deal with the heart. And this side right here is the circumcised heart. These are some elements that start to what? To circumcise that heart so the heart can start beating and start loving once again. Number one, y'all ready?
Yeah.
Number one, dislikes confrontation. Who dislikes confrontation? How come? We're going to stick and move. Come on, what's your name?
I'm Amber.
Hey, Amber, what's up?
A lot of it is because I'm scared of rejection. I want everybody to like me.
Anybody hear that? Scared of rejection, want everybody to like her. Very good. You still that way?
You away all your cigarettes?
Huh?
You give away all your cigarettes?
Oh yeah, I had a card and it was gone 4
I
days when I got here.
It's all right. Keep giving.
Yeah.
But it comes with boundaries.
Yes.
Because some people look for people to what? Right. So she's a giver. Everybody start lining up. But when you say no, you a whole bunch of what?
Nobody wants to be around me, I feel like no
right? So we got to learn to what? Be okay with look, telling somebody no and feeling good without feeling guilty. You know what I'm saying? That's a process. That's a process.
I've been doing packets on boundaries. So.
Yeah,
There you go. There you go.
How much time you got clean?
I have 37 days.
Give it to This nice conversation. Who got roommates in here who got OCD? Me. And your roommate got ODD. Obsessive dirty disorder. And that right there could be a confrontation. Somebody listen, you're a quiet sleeper, they pass gas all night. They want the lights on, you want them off. Right? And that could be what? Conflict right here at Bowling Green. Dislikes confrontation. Who in here really, see, for me, is because I'm 50, right? And you know, and everything don't need a response. Is that true?
True.
And you gotta watch, because see, I can't talk to him like I talk to him. Can't talk to you like I talk to him. Can't talk to him like I talk to him. You know why? Because he might be sensitive. Or it might make him angry, might make him happy.
Yeah.
Will make her desperate for attention, might make her what? Offended. So you gotta, they told me that in recovery, sit back, shut up, and watch who you're dealing with. Sit back, be quiet, mind your business, and understand who you're dealing with. And watch the individual who's always bringing somebody's name from their lips to your ears.
Yeah.
And guess who's next? Yeah.
These little angels, they don't got.
Dislikes
they don't got-
confrontation. But look, confrontation is necessary, is it true?
Mm-hmm.
Who got intrusive roommates? Intrusive roommates in your cigarette pack. Cause he gave me a cigarette yesterday, but I take it upon myself to go in his pack on Wednesday. And I didn't even ask, right? Taking him for what? Granted. Yes. Anybody know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, just like what? Confrontation. Because you really don't want that old you to jump off the box like Freddy Krueger. So you try to keep that woman, that old man dead and buried. So the new man, the new woman can what? Resurrect. Just like confrontation, but sometimes confrontation is necessary to let people know your boundaries. That's right. How about number two? Come on.
Next question. Who here has a problem advocating for themselves?
Advocating, self-advocation.
You know? Who else?
Right there on the front row. Is that my homeboy right there?
Yeah? How about you, young lady? Holly, what's your
Name.
Allison.
Allison.
What's going on?
I don't know. I get so red when I speak. I don't like myself.
You what? You don't like yourself? Okay. You seem like who's her friend? Are you two her friends? Is she a nice person?
Yes.
You sure? Because she said
awesome.
You sure? Awesome? Can you take a compliment?
No.
Ah, okay. We getting up somewhere. Do you do any journaling? Because you seem like a nice person.
Thank you.
All right. So do you do any journaling?
No.
All right, let's try some journaling, and let's try. A lot of times when we were smaller or something, we probably would get your friends to say some good things about you. Those who don't know why, because like we see this way, and I say I don't like that. But guess what? Everybody else sees the lovely person that you are. So that's very important. I learned how to deal with that, because if you don't deal with your self-esteem, is not what you think about yourself. Self-esteem is how you treat yourself. So if you won't advocate for yourself. You always let somebody walk over you. Probably get bad relationships and all that kind of stuff. So these are the things. It's like a hurricane. It's a trail. Come with it. So if you start learning to work on yourself, you'll change your attitude.
How much time you have clean?
24 days.
24 days. I love the energy in here. Beautiful. Number 2, y'all. Number 2. Denies that what? A conflict exists. Deny that a conflict exists. 2 attacks. First attack is always internal. Who here have internal conflict? Who won't speak on that? Let's go. Stick and move like bank robbers. Come on. Internal conflict. What's your name?
My name Troy. I'm a head.
What up, Troy?
Constant battle. I'll be fighting with myself like I don't know, like one side of you be wanting to go crazy, and then the other side be want to love and forgive. Yeah. So I always, it's like it's like a spiritual warfare, but within myself.
That's right.
But my whole thing is that I'm aware of it, so I can work on it. You feel me?
Yes, sir. I'm gonna say that clean.
I got 2 weeks today.
Give it to him. Deny that a conflict exists. Who here can't handle money? I love it. Is this conflict? Yeah. Is this a problem? Yeah. Okay, all right, okay. Anybody got a horse tied to a tree out there? You gonna escape the cameras? Anybody know what I'm talking about? You go to Westchester, there ain't nothing out there. Like, you can't get on the bus, none of that madness.
2 hours to walk to the bus stop.
Yeah, right. But listen, I always thought this was my problem. Money. Money was never my problem. This was the problem. And when this doesn't change and this doesn't change, I do the wrong thing with what? This change. Everybody hear that? Yeah. Money is never the problem. I'm the problem with money. So I want to get better and get rid of that conflict that exists inside of me. I said, Rob, walk with me to the laundromat to wash my clothes. If you don't, I will get high. Please walk with me to get some new apparel for my feet. If he doesn't, refuse to, I might get high. 2 ears are better than 1. Everybody understand that? Yep. Me and my money early in recovery are enemies. Me and my money early in recovery are enemies. It said a fool and his money is soon departed. Illegal money always grow wings and fly away. Conflict is big with money. Who here think about money? Who want a job? All right. How about relationships? Relationships. Who's afraid of themselves? So you hiding behind people.
As long as I
Hands went up again.
that'll be okay.
Listen.
I might as well just come up here.
Listen. She said, she might as well come up here.
Keep your hands up.
I know, might as well.
It's all right. It's all right. You free. You know why? Because you telling on yourself.
Yeah.
This ain't no cemetery. This ain't no witness protection program. I ain't a PO officer. He ain't a cop. We recovering addicts. And one bad decision, guess what? We'll be getting high again. So thank God you raise your hand and keep raising your hand. And give people the motivation to raise theirs. You don't get cute in here. A for Gerard Medical. One girl, I was on detox, working detox. And listen, they get on your nerves. And this one want to go to wash their clothes. We told you tomorrow. She still want to wash clothes. I told you, go to your room and shut up, do something, read. This one right here want to fight everybody in the unit. This one right here don't want his meds. This one right here, hungry again. Always something on detox. The methadone unit, right? But it was one girl right here talking about internal conflict, right? She was in there painting her face for like 20 minutes, Rob. Just painting, decorating, painting. I'm looking in there and I go sit down. I come back, she's still painting. And I said, where the hell is she going? I thought Madonna was downstairs. I thought she had a limo. I thought she was going somewhere extravagant. I said, where the hell are you going? She said, downstairs to group. Anybody catch that? So she was decorating her face, the external, to hide the what? Internal. Big piece right there. That's why some programs don't let women have makeup. Because that's a distraction. No hair weaves in here.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, turn the weaves in.
You hear that? No cell phone. phones. That's big. They probably got your cell phone, but them ghetto programs, yo, they snatch phones.
They snatch them here.
They snatch them here? Yeah, okay. All right. Hey, let me ask you this. Hey, we ask this with the keep it moving, right? Check this out. Who in here and you get your phone back, you still got drug dealers in your phone?
Speed dial.
Whoa, look at the hands.
911
Look at the hands. Reservations, Rob. Talk about that. Reservations.
That's a painful situation.
What that mean?
Listen, if you don't be honest with, if you don't, as a matter of fact, the first 3 steps, right?
Hold up.
Let me tell you about the first 3 steps. Is what? Honesty, open-mindedness, and willingness, right? You have to be honest and you have to understand. You have to say, what am I willing to do to get my life better? You might have to sacrifice that phone.
So deny that a conflict exists. Be honest and keep sharing about you. Number 3, dwells on personal injustice. Who rehearse and regurgitate on what things that was something was done wrong to you. You do that all day long? Come on, why? Why?
Excuse.
Hey, whatever again. Come on, brother, come on.
Because I can't forgive myself.
Everybody hear that?
I'm Keith and I'm an addict.
Hey, Keith.
Hey, Keith, you can't forgive yourself? What if I was to tell you one of the big strongholds on active addiction is not being able to forgive ourselves? So what we're saying is, whatever happened, we're not saying it's okay. We're saying we don't want that to stop you from living life. And that's what happens. Because now you got those feelings and emotions. We have to learn to learn to feel, deal, so we can heal. If you never heal from those situations, you're going to keep reliving those situations.
Very good, Keith. How much time you have clean?
11 days.
Give it to him. And if we're not careful, we can self-loathe ourselves back to relapse.
Pour me a drink.
Everybody think like, who think negative? Where's the pessimistic crew in here?
It'll never happen.
Yes. Anybody think like that? I won't recover.
I'll never get a job.
I'm going to shoot dope again.
I'll never get married.
I'm going to smoke crack again.
Here's my straight shooter.
Catastrophic thinking. Listen, it didn't even happen yet. But what? I'm predicting what? Death and doom. Because I'm used to it. And I walked in those shoes and I had that uniform on for years. So here I am trying to get myself together in a 28-day program, which remind me of 28 Days with Sandra Bullock. And when she was popping pills and getting drunk and went to her sister's wedding and she got drunk, so drunk she fell back on the cake. Went outside, lost her dress and her what the y'all wear under your skirts? What's it called? A slip. And got in the limo. Got in the limo with the slip on the phone. Crashed into her house. The court sent her to treatment. She was there by force, not choice. That's big. And we've seen a lot of people coming in outpatient programs by force. Who here got a get out of jail early card? Get out of jail early card. Who lied to the judge and said, Your Honor,
I got a drug program. I gotta have it. I need help.
But a lot of times that was what? Straight hustlers. Trying to do things. So the judge feels sympathy for a minute. He throw you in a recovery program. He throw you in an outpatient intensive program. Now you're around real crackheads.
The real deal.
Now you're around real dope fiends, right? And here you are standing back saying, listen, I got nothing in common with them. I don't belong here, but you lied to get out of jail. False pretenses. So it's easy to manipulate ourselves and mind what ourselves to go use again. Thanks for sharing that, Keith.
Mental masturbation.
All right, so listen, everybody. So that's an alley-oop right there. Listen. So we all have done some injustice in our lives, all right? Like Rob said, we got to learn how to feel it, deal with the feeling, and heal from the feeling, all right? Next one. Who dominates the conversation makes no concessions? Who dominates conversations and make no concessions? That means you overtalk people. You know people like that? When you talk, they listen. No, let me give you an example. Well, listen, when they talk, I listen. When I want to talk, they walk. You hear what I just said? You talking, I'm listening. I want to talk, you walking. What the hell is that? That's not no balance. But people who try to dominate, listen, they try to overtalk you, especially when they wrong. Volume goes up, all that matters. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Anybody like that in here? Who here wrong as hell, but you still beefing?
You got 2 left feet.
All from a what? Cold heart. All from a what? Cold heart. How about this one? Demonstrates pride. Primary reason I die early. Who's prideful in here? Who's arrogant? Who's self-righteous?
I don't need nobody.
Who's self-sufficient? Come on, brother. What's your name?
I'm Ricky. I'm recovering that.
Hey, brother, what's up?
Right. I mean, my father instilled pride in me. He was a military man, and it just carried over for generations. And I did it to my sons. I did it to my daughters. So we walk around prideful, and we don't know when to put it up on the shelf. You know?
Thank you for saying
You
that.
ever hear this
brother.
saying? You got to learn to be humble, or you get humiliated.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So that's very important. Now, yes, pride is a very important. You know, every word has a positive and negative aspect. The pride we're talking about is in a negative sense.
Right.
The other pride might be talking about is in a positive sense.
Proud.
My son has going to college and you know all that kind of stuff. My wife had a baby and all that kind of stuff. We talking about the negative component where I won't allow God in. You got ego too, easing God out. Anytime you easing God out, look out. You understand what I'm saying? You're in trouble, and that's what the disease of addiction wants. It wants you in a corner all by yourself.
How much time you got clean, soldier?
About 20 days.
Give it to him. Pride always comes before the fall. Give you an example. Mike Tyson. Everybody know Mike, right?
Yeah.
Mike was a disturbed kid. Mike needed guidance. Mike from Bronzeville, Brooklyn. Mike used to got a janitor keys and raped the projects, right? And got locked up and went to Catskills, in New York, upstate, right? And above the reform was a boxing gym, even below above, one other thing. And it was a picture of a white guy named Bobby Stewart on the wall. And Tyson didn't have no purpose, no direction, didn't know what he wanted to do. He said, I want to do that. And I think it was Gus or the other trainer, whatever, I forgot his name, right? He said, listen. No, Gus was another guy who trained him, right? He said, listen, when you clean up your act, you get a shot to fight. And sure enough, he cleaned up his act, put the gloves on, and broke his jaw. And a star was born. Then Mike Tyson, Gus seen a kid who needed guidance. He seen a kid that was angry. And he was more than a trainer. He was a father figure. He was an advocate. He listened to him. He helped him. He encouraged him, motivated him, lead him, direct him through masculinity, through the maze of masculinity. And when Mike came up and Gus died in '88, then Don King and company entered his life. And then there was no more relational. It was all business.
Operational.
And then talking about pride. I remember in 1990, I was down in the Eastern Shore of Maryland in college. And Tyson was fighting Buster Douglas.
Bust that ass.
Yeah. And they said Buster Douglas lost his mother that week. He had nothing to lose. Tyson had everything to lose. He came in overweight, barely trained.
Eating donuts. In the corner was eating donuts. This will be over quick.
Underestimated him. In the 10th round, he went down. And the earth shook that night. Because I never thought Mike Tyson would take a fall to anybody. Pride comes before what? The fall. All right? And that's dangerous, all right, for us to have pride. How about deceive others on our personal feelings? Deceive people how we really feel right here at Bowling Green. Rob!
I'm okay.
Rob, number check-ins. How you feel today, Mr. Hayes?
I'm a 20.
But you're really a what?
A 2.
But why we front like that?
I don't want people to know how I really feel. They want to hug you and all that kind of stuff. I don't like that mushy stuff.
Anybody lay in like that? You took. Why? Oh, we got a new hand. Come on. What's your name?
Brittany.
Hey, Brittany, what's up? You do that?
I do it, but not like 100%. I mean, I like to put on a positive face for everyone else, even when like I'm feeling down.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You getting better with that?
Yeah.
Perfect. You got my son here clean.
Let's see, 24 days.
Hey. All right. To see people how you really, really feel. All right. Yo, what's done in the dark always comes to the what? The light.
That's right.
That's real.
As a matter of fact, you know why that's kind of bad? Because when you go to the doctors, right, and doctors be like, doctors say, well, where does it hurt? Oh, my knee hurt. But your knee not hurt, your heart is hurt. So if he prescribes you stuff for your knee, what's going to happen to the heart?
Still gonna hurt.
Right.
It's still going to be in pain.
Right.
So you got to learn to get the main thing, get that help.
It was one girl in group, right? And she said, I got 6 kids and I shot dope so much and they took all my children. I can't never get them back. Come on.
What if you're like so far away from your feelings that you don't even know how you feel because you're so afraid of it?
Everybody hear that? So far away from your feelings, you don't know how to what? To identify. You know what helped me? Ashley, right?
Allison.
Allison. I'm sorry, Allison. I had to go get a feelings and emotion list. It's like almost 200. And then you can start to look at it and identify. Overwhelmed. Do you feel overwhelmed?
Yes.
That's a feeling. You get what I'm saying? Do you get angry sometimes?
No.
Okay. Do you got control issues? When things don't go your way? That's a feeling. So you get to identify and write a sentence. That's what I used to do. Write a sentence on each word. Till I got to the point that I was able to what? Talk about how I'm what? Feeling. You understand what I'm saying? Then you become human because we're not robots. Robots don't feel. Humans do. So when we try to medicate, try to escape, like the Wizard of Oz and all that madness, yeah, we always come back to what? Ourselves. But that's good though. Feelings and emotions, the whole list, get in tune how you really feel.
And yes, do you have any animals? You like animals?
Cats. Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
okay. That's important too. They say for people, once you get out of rehab, whatever, it's time for you to get into a relationship. Guess what? Get yourself a pet or a plant. If you could take care of them for a whole year, you're ready for a relationship. You know why? Because you got to step outside yourself and do something for somebody else. Unconditionally.
All right, we got 30 minutes, Rob. 7 o'clock, 7:30 we done. Hey, thanks for sharing that. All right. So number 1, dislikes confrontation, coming from a what? An uncircumcised heart. Number 2, deceives what? Denies that a conflict exists within inside of me. Number 3, dwells on the personal injustice dealt to me. Number 4, dominates all conversations, make no room for concessions. Number 5, demonstrates pride. I'm arrogant, self-righteous. Yo, I'm a hypocrite, a liar, all that madness. I'm behind the wall of defense mechanisms. I'm prideful. Right here in recovery. Next one, deceive others on how I really feel. I got a mask on. Anybody got a mask on? Where the clowns at in here? The happy clown.
Everything is funny.
The gangster clown. The sad, the monkey clown. The dolphin clown.
Everything is funny.
Yes. The trouble clown. Yes. And there's a big circus. Anybody hear that? Who laugh when nothing funny? Because you hide in pain. Nobody? There she is again. I know that's right. Keep raising them up.
I'm in that circus.
Hey, discuss problems with defiance. Discuss problems with defiance.
I still had money after I relapsed. Not like last time.
Discuss problems with defiance. Real arrogant. Right, come on. You got Jay what?
Oh, what with me?
Yeah.
Oh, like you said, because I would think like I relapsed, but I still got money. I feel like I'm controlling it better. I know how to control my drug better this time because I still have a little bit of money to pay my bills, but that only goes so far.
That's right.
It only goes so far.
Without a doubt.
I might do like a month better than the last time, but it still goes down.
The disease, you know what it does? It does the rope-a-dope on us. You know what I mean? We be like, oh, alcohol, marijuana. Oh, yeah. Next thing you know, boop, bop, boop. You know what I mean? What happened? You know what I mean?
Went downhill. Don't take long.
In Baltimore, where I'm from, a couple Baltimoreans in here. Right? Yeah. They had Mike Tyson, the dime bag called Mike Tyson. And it was laying cats down. East Baltimore, we had a couple of deaths. West Baltimore, a couple of deaths. And guess what everybody was lining up to go get? Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson.
They don't know how to shoot that dope. Give it to me.
I do a little bit less.
Yo, I got a problem, but I'm addressing it in defiance. Who distrusts the motives of others? Who distrusts the motives of others?
Why do you always want to hug me?
Yes. Why you being nice all of a sudden?
I don't need no coffee.
And that comes from a lack of